What's up YouTube? This is Nitro. So in this video I'm going to take on both the level 50 Valon as well as the level 55 Valon because I've been falling behind on Aniki Valan because I've been focusing on Rocky to level up my angels and my vampire bats. So this would be a good time to just, clear out both maps so that I get access to the highest level Valon that I can fight. So let's just begin. The first one will be level 50. And I suspect I'm going to use pretty much the exact same strategy twice. So yeah, I think it'll just be pretty good reference. Without further ado, let us begin. So there are 2 Lava Titans and then 2 Demon ranged units. And then of course Valon himself is at the end. So with that said, to be honest, Leon would not be the best against Valon simply because he himself is a cavalry unit, but I don't really have any other DPS that I can use. Not at least melee DPS. So, I mean, the alternative, if I so choose, would have been to use ranged characters. So I would remove Leon and then bring in 2 ranged characters to fight him. But, it doesn't seem worth it to me. So, actually I could, because I don't think I even need a tank. So, what the heck, let's try this. I'm going to change up his skill. No, his skills are fine. Yeah. So I'm going to be bringing 2 mages to this fight, and let's see how well this works, or if it will end up as a complete failure. The final thing is to make sure that Lana can get into range to attack, preferably with her freeze strike to do extra damage to the Lancer. But it doesn't seem like it's possible, so I'll just flip him like that. Okay, everything's set up. Let's begin. So I'm just going to aggressively attack this turn. This one's easy enough for me that there shouldn't be any problems. Because they're level 50, I'm level 52. It's not really an even matchup. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's put Leon there to one-shot that next target. Next. Let's begin with... Oh, she has the wrong skill. She was supposed to use Black Hole here. That's okay. Let's just Fireball. I'm being this aggressive because I know he cannot one-shot Bozel. If he could one-shot Bozel, it would be a different story entirely. But you know what? Let's use again. Just to make sure. So Bernhardt now runs over and crushes the Lava Titan. Might not finish it, but it might finish it too. Let's see. Nope. Left him with a tiny bit of hit points. And he will Suicide Strike into Bozel. So. Really easy for me. Didn't really need any kind of strategy because my characters are so overpowered compared to these mobs. Let's see. I really want the faction buff, but I don't think I can. That's the really sad thing. So, whatever. I'll work without the faction buff. And it's actually not a big deal because, again, I'm not having any trouble fighting these guys. They're weak enough that even without the faction buff I can kill them. So let's just keep attacking. And Death Scythe. That should be enough to finish him. And he should heal himself back up to health. Alright. So there's the Macho Blast. I'll probably need a real strategy against the level 55 version. It's just this version, it's for me anyways, it's quite relaxed. Alright, let's finally move up and then do the faction buff. Heal up. Moving everybody forward. Ever so slowly. Empire buff. And I think I actually have the wrong skills. Yeah. For example, Bozel should really have sleep against any Aniki. So you give up some damage, you give up the faction buff, but you get the sleep ability so that enemies can't do damage to you. Alright. Which turn is it? 4. So it's okay. I can move up. Let's just begin the assault. With chivalry. Ow. So let's move here where if Liana can move into this tile, I can heal up Leon. Yep. So let's do some healing. Or actually, no. We're going to move Bernhard up a tile. This is a bit of a waste, but hey. Bernhard up a tile, use again, and then stun him. So he won't attack this turn, and then next turn he will probably use the Macho Blast. Oh. Oops, I made a mistake as well by not paying attention, because he has a immune to all debuffs buff on him. So that was a waste. Ah, interesting. So he will require some specialized strategies to fight, because he can get immunity to debuffs. Anyways, I just found that pretty interesting. It looks like I am going to have to flip out Leon out of the fight. So let's just try to crush him this turn. So yeah, I haven't fought the Aniki Valan for a while, so I wasn't really aware about his skills. But yeah, with Super Barb doing melee damage against melee, and then Lancer training giving immunity to debuffs, he could be a bit more of a challenge than I thought he would be. At least the level 55 version. This one, as I said, when you're much higher level or have much better equipment than the opponent you're facing, these battles are very, very easy. But now comes the challenging fight. The one that I will have to plan out a little. Level 55 Aniki. Oh, and it gives items that I really need, the brown essential oil. So, with all that said, let's just take a look. I may have to change my team configuration and all that, but we'll see first. I know my characters can survive the Macho Blast, which is the important part. And this one has 2 cavalry units. Very interesting. Those 2 cavalry units basically forces me to bring a tank. I have no choice. Bernhard is a must. I think Bozel is also a must, because I will flip out his skill for sleep. Lana was optional. She was extra damage, DPS, because I noticed that his MDef is surprisingly low. But if I can run this, I think this would be the ideal setup, without bringing Leon into the fight. Let's give it a shot. The thing with Leon is I could have used Leon with Chivalry to one-shot one of these cavalry to make things easier on me. Especially since my lead-in is an infantry character, so he doesn't do very well against cavalry right now. Not until I make him into a Templar, which is going to occur soon. I just don't have the resources to do so right now, because changing his class makes me change up all his equipment as well. So that's why I haven't done that yet. Other than that, I think things look okay. What I will do though is I'm going to replace the Dark Guard with the Lava Titans, or should I? No, let's keep it this way. I'm going to believe that Lenin can tank those hits of the 2 cavalry units, even though they hit for 750. Ooh! Ouch, ouch, ouch. That's a very, very high attack, actually. Looking at that, I'm not entirely sure Lenin will be able to tank it. So... I don't want to run Leon, but I don't have a choice. Okay. Let's do this. I really did want to bring Lana, because Lana just does better damage against Lancers, especially with that free strike ability. And since Valon himself is a Lancer, it would help. But nonetheless, let's work it like this. The one thing I want to check is Lancer training has a 2-round cooldown, and it lasts 2 turns. Does that mean as soon as it wears off, he can use it again? Hold on. Let's take a quick look. Divine Guard has a 2-round cooldown, and it lasts 2 turns. So no, there is 1 turn. There's a 1-turn gap where you can hit him with a stun. So that makes Bernhard and Bozel sleep very critical, because they'll take advantage of that 1-turn gap and then stun him for 2 turns, and then everyone should be able to attack and finish him off. Alright, we have a plan. For good or for ill, this is my party composition. If you have a pure tank, one that's a Lancer with Lancer units like Vargas or Grenier or even Freya, then you will not have to run Leon the way I do, because your tank is guaranteed to be able to take 2 cavalry strikes, unlike mine. So I'm forced to change up my strategy to a weird one, but yeah. In that case, you would obviously run 2 mages. So let's begin. With all that said, first things first, let's bring Lenin up. He will tank the hits. Then I'm just going to move everyone up to surround him. That will be it for my turn. So the only question... Yep, so let's move up. Let's move up and faction buff. And I need to faction buff this time because Leon is going to save up his chivalry to attack those cavalry units. So everyone moves up. That's it for this turn. I'm also saving prayer because I expect to need it. Unexpectedly triggered all the enemies. Uh-oh. That's not good. So let's focus on one side before dealing with the other one. He has guard active, so I have to knock out that guard, which is not very hard. Just simply use a stun attack. Is that the case? One moment. Because does Lancer training affect them so that stun doesn't work? It does. They're immune to all debuffs. Oh boy. Okay. So, in that case, change of plans. Retreat and Divine Guard over here. So I can't even debuff the units because of the Lancer training skill. So I will just attack with Bernhard. Let's finish it off with Bozel. Good. Alright, so now I can crush. Wow, 900 attack. Forget it. I'm going to have to use up my chivalry just to attack him. So, Let's do it. Chivalry with the skill. I'm not going to use again, because I'm going to rely on letting to tank his remaining hits. And then... let's apply prayer. Yeah. If I use letting to tank his remaining hit, I still have chivalry to attack the other cavalry. There we go. So by taking out one group, I was able to stay out of range of the other, but Leon died to that macho blast. Wow! Unbelievable. I'm kind of in trouble. Well, this is very, very much not a situation in my favor, but we will defend with Ledin. Did not expect the Macho Blast to be able to kill Leon. That was a big, unpleasant surprise for me. And he actually has a debuff somehow. That's interesting. Okay. Let's do this. Fireball. That should be enough to finish it? No, it's not. That's okay. Ledin will do the finish then. Alright. So let's begin this attack on this remaining Lancer. Okay, looks good. And I need to start healing up Liana herself. And her AoE heal should bring everyone else to a good amount of health. Alright. So I did lose Leon to the Macho Blast, but I think things are still okay. This is the turn where the Lancer training is disabled, so I can actually kill him and stay at full health, which was my main goal. Because all these characters need to survive the Macho Blast. Faction buff. Oh, that might have been it, in fact. I think Leon was missing the faction buff that turn. So without a buff, the Macho Blast was able to kill him. Was that it? Let's see. Yes! If characters are without Macho Blast, it looks like they can die to... I'm actually very confused. I'm not sure, because I thought this attack ignored defense. Yeah, Macho Blast has a 100% chance to ignore target's defense. So, the only possibility I can think of was that it was a critical hit. Oh, yeah, that's probably it, actually. They got crit hits, and so they die. If it's a regular hit, they live, but if it's a critical hit, they die. Whereas, you know, my Ledin and Bernhardt have more hit points, so they survive. In any case, we're moving up. So I'm down to 3 characters, and I have to kill Valon. It's no real surprise my mage died. I was just very surprised by Leon dying, that's all. So the reason I did this was to bait him forward. Ledin, even though he won't do that much damage this turn, he should at least be able to tank the hit. Oh, it's a Macho Blast turn. What do you know? that's okay. Because I will move up. Use the faction buff. Just thinking this one out. It has to be a heal. So let's just heal. And shield bash attack. So he's stunned for a turn. Alright. Let's apply prayer. And second strike. That super barb is so nasty. Anyways. Divine Guard. So he's stuck against my 2 infantry characters. Come on, let in. Rip him apart for me. Alright, this looks good. Valon's already down a lot of health. So let's just keep going. I no longer have the faction buff though, so I'd rather just faction buff up this turn. And let's heal up. Alright, there we go. And he's just gonna stand here. Wait for the Valon to launch another attack. Oh, it ended up being Macho Blast again. Alright, that's actually good, because what I can do then is use again to shield bash him as long as he survives this attack. You know what? I'm going to play it safe. It's stupid, but I'm going to wait a turn, use again, just so his shield bash is active, and then attack now. Just playing it a little bit safer, because I have a bit of leeway that way, in that sense. There we go. And now I can attack with let in, and that was enough to finish. And I think that waiting with Bernhard kept him alive. If he had died, I wouldn't have been able to shield bash, and I would have probably lost this fight. So yeah, Leon really unexpectedly died. I mean, Bozel I can kind of expect because he has lower hit points, but Leon, wow. I'm just surprised that Leon could not survive the Macho Blast at level 55. Which really means I need to upgrade my equipment. I can quickly show my equipment right now, and then that will be it for this video. So, in terms of equipment, Bozel. Level 22 has not changed from the previous video. Level 40 Ghost Mask, level 40 Speed Boots, and level 20 SSRs, which is equivalent to level 30 items. And that's, again, why he died. If this was level 50 and this was level 50, he would probably live. But they're not, so I don't even have enough gold to do that yet. Leon was the surprise for me because all his SSRs are level 40 and he has the level 50 last night. I guess I just need to upgrade one of these. Oh, this might be it. Because the Assault Ring does not give additional hit points, so he didn't have enough hit points to survive the attack. Whereas these 3 items give hit points, this one does not. The Assault Ring. So that's probably why he died. I didn't bring Liana, so let's move on. Ledin survives, of course. Level 40s, level 40, a level 20, King's Amulet, which gives 215 hit points. So I actually swapped that. He used to have a level 40 Greaves, but the Greaves gave magic defense as well as defense. So I decided to add more hit points instead. It's only a level 20 Amulet, but I think overall the performance is better in terms of keeping Ledin alive. So if he could get a good weapon to replace this oath sword, I think he would be he could start seriously tanking things. Moving on. Bernhardt, who also survived. Actually I guess it's because all his items gives additional hit points. And Bernhardt is probably tankier than most of the other heroes, because level 50 weapon, level 40 armor, and the other two are just level 30. But they do all add hit points, so that might have been the difference. So that's it for my characters. Yeah. And finally Liana. Liana's equipment was upgraded a bit. Her blessing staff is now level 50. Everything else is still level 30. The reason I upgraded this to level 50 is because my priority for upgrading equipment right now is definitely equipment for my other characters, like my melee characters and my tank, stuff like that, even my mages. So that means all of my SSR items are going to be going into these characters. So Liana, who's my healer, is not going to get any SSRs for quite some time. Even if she does get an SSR, it's going to be just a level 20 SSR, and I'm not going to put any epic martial spirits into it, which would be, because each epic martial spirit costs 300 Auricolum ore, and that Auricolum ore is received by either killing the dragon or dismantling using alchemy on one SSR item. In that case, you only get 100 Auricolum ore. So given that's the situation, Liana is definitely going to be stuck with SR items for quite some time. So that means I'll probably upgrade this to max. I'll upgrade the crystal ball to max. Sage's hat is actually worth upgrading to max as well, because that's actually very good endgame equipment since it negates stun, buff negation, and speed decrease for one turn. So I'll end up having a level 50 staff, level 50 Sage's hat, level 50 crystal ball, and her armor will just, it's not going to be anything special. It'll probably just, in fact, remain as it is, the level 30 devout coat. So that's my plan for Liana. But yeah, as the critical thing is, as long as your characters survive against Valon's Macho Blast, and you take advantage of those turns when you can stun him to do so, and then launch a full attack, you will beat him. Thanks for watching, everybody. Nitro out.